Dear friends, it is talk 12 about Nucleus. Maybe the last one, maybe not, we'll see. It is about the greatest challenge and Nucleus and Wisdom Society as the whole is going to face. It is the challenge of making decision and coordinating. We'll start with coordinating because it's less controversial. As I said already a few times, a group will have, every member of a group have its own role and does his or her own thing, or the child, etc. All these activities have to be in some form of harmony. They have to be cooperative and they have to be things on synchronized on time and proper things done proper time, proper person, etc., etc. Sometimes you have to delegate one person to help another because this other doesn't yet know that. So there must be a central person who is doing it. I definitely don't want to call it leader, shepherd, or anything like that. Or there are various words invented. They will immediately imply the sense of superiority. Could it be, I like the coordinator most, because it could be the person who are in the conciliators or something like that, which immediately imply conflict and dealing with conflict, very fashionable things these days, social, all over internet and all over the world. It would be simpler. They have to be a person who coordinates. Who is this person? Well, now we are coming to the difficult, much more difficult issue, mainly the issue of making decision. And one of this decision would be designated a person to fulfill its role. But it is only one of many, many decisions which are made. First, let's say that every person, thanks to its proper understanding of oneself and environment, can, through his own intelligence and wisdom, see to what it is most attractive, not particularly to the lifetime. At this point, it's a place in the little society of Nucleus. So that is the decision which each person does individually. However, there are decisions which are unavoidable, particularly which will be extremely important when the nucleus is created in this formative stage, where these decisions which involve many people, involve the whole group. And people can see the same issue very differently. And as it is done conventionally in democracy, let's say, present well-functioning democracy, because some of them have this a joke, but even in well-functioning democracy, they have some form of decision-making by generally, if there are different views, how to proceed, they make a vote and the vote majority prevails. That already has a very, it is a seed of a problem, but let's say 49% of people likes one thing, another 51 another thing, and it will be 49 will be unhappy about 51 who are supposed to be happy. So that is not the way which for a long time it leads to unresolvable problems, factions, anger, conflicts, etc. The only solution which was used by human race was unanimity, and this is possible, and that it's possible because we can see it in numerous, not too many, but in some native society where decisions are made unanimously. But not only native. If I said about it's a religious kind of society, but nevertheless it's a society which made unanimous decision are Quakers. So it's obviously possible. So it should be even easier when people are already understand that opinions are, they don't have a foundation. They are just things which we attach our ego to and try to push it through. So making the decision, how it will be exactly done, I don't want to impose, but I think if we look at this existing model, people discuss. If the discussion is too long, they will say, okay, let's stop this particular process and meet next day. One way or another, they finally find to conclusion, because it's impossible unless somebody is completely wrong and somebody is completely right, means that the whole wisdom training doesn't work, because one of the aspects of wisdom training is critical intelligence, and they can analyze and they collect all the facts, figures that necessary. It could be a meeting and one say, okay, it sounds good, but it is missing this and that. Please go to your drawing board and maybe we will agree. And somebody will say the same about other. It is, of course, from the point of modern management, it's extremely might be inefficient. But actually, reality shows that it not necessarily is so inefficient. I just read recently, it was, I can't find it, I will, and maybe I will send the link to it. Somebody was looking at working cooperative in Cuba. And I think I was talking, but it was impressive. The decisions are made unanimously, not only with wisdom training, but being brainwashed by some very strong ideology. They nevertheless had enough of innate intelligence to agree on something good. And this organization, as a rule, functioned quite well. it's quite impressive. And in many of the so-called worker cooperatives, the decisions are made unanimously. So, without any mind training. So I don't think that it may look as the more difficult problem than it is. It will emerge, I am pretty sure, if it will have some sense of reality, at the very beginning, when a group of people try to discuss first, do they want to form the nucleus or not? What is the financial background? How to pay the loan? What to do, etc. There will be a difficult period, but after that, it's like baptizing through fire. They will be pretty. I think it will go much easier in actual when the nucleus is functioning. So that is all I had to say for today. It might be the last talk about nucleus, unless I will see that something is still missing, as I notice about that. So, hope to see you soon, and maybe we will start discussing the village, as I said before. Goodbye, dear friend.